What's up, guys? I have transitioned and I am no longer worried about I guess I'm not really worried about, like, I'm trying to figure out how to say this. When I make my videos, I'm not worried about if I'm making too many anymore. I'm not worried about, is this what someone wants to hear right now? You know, I'm not gonna try to be obnoxious or anything like that. But I just was gonna make this video and I was just thinking about it and thinking about, like, well, is that necessary? Should I make that video? Is that, like, you know, have I made too many videos? Do people want to hear this? Do people care about this? Are people interested in this? All that stuff. And then I remember what I said in the past about making these videos is an outlet for me, and I'm not going to sit here and limit myself anymore with that kind of stuff. So nonsense, pish posh, throwing that stuff in the trash. It's gone. Goodbye. So anyway, hopefully you understand what I mean. I think you do. Of course, I'm pretty sure you guys do, for sure. But anyway, I wanted to talk, as the title suggests, about a really good movie I saw the other day, and this was not first time view. This was you know, I saw this the other day, and it's like, I've seen this movie about maybe 5 times, something like that, maybe a little bit more. But it had been a while, and I got to watch it with my mom, and it's a special movie. It's a special movie to me, and my mom is kind of funny. She's kind of hard to please, but she's a good sport. And, like, you know, when it comes to watching movies, it's just like, you know, it takes a lot to impress her or wow her, and she usually does give it up and say, you know, okay, you know, that movie was a good movie, that was pretty good, and it's funny. But anyway, as I was watching it with her, it felt like it was really slow moving at times, and it is a movie from like 1987, so it's older for sure. The day we live in is things are happening much quicker, etc., you know. So there's that, right? But yeah, so anyway, but I just wanted to, I guess I wanted to talk about that movie some. And I think this is definitely gonna include spoilers. Maybe we'll see, I don't know. But anyway, I'll let you know in the title if it does or not. But basically, planes, trains, and automobiles. And I'm going to try to share what this movie means to me, maybe, which is kind of a special treat, because that's it's a real piece of my heart right there, and it's I'm going to dig a little deep on it, maybe, a little deeper than surface level for sure. But anyway, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is a very funny comedy, but it's also very heartwarming. It's centered around Thanksgiving, so it's a holiday type movie, and it has a very good heart. It's very relatable. And it really makes you feel, it connects with you, because it makes you go, oh yeah, well yeah, I've been through that, or I've been through something like that. It really can strike a deep chord. It has the ability, when you watch this movie, it has the ability to penetrate your heart and then warm your heart, which is super awesome. And there is a scene, it's rated R, but it's not necessarily an R-rated movie if it wasn't for like one scene, basically. And, you know, maybe a couple other parts where there's just like some questionable phrases or dialogue or something like that. But it's all done in good humor, and it's you know, it's a good movie. It's actually, I'd say it's actually a great movie. But that is with the exception of the swearing scene. But this swearing scene is kind of necessary for the movie. It's not completely necessary. Like, there's a point where he's really angry and he's been through heck and back, basically, and he drops like 7 or 8 or 10 consecutive F-bombs, and that's why it's rated R. But anyway, but it's understandable given the situation. Anyway, but it's a really heartwarming movie. I don't know how much I'm going to go into the details of it. Maybe I won't. Maybe I won't go into details at all. Maybe I'll just leave this movie for you guys to watch, because it is such a great movie. If you've never seen it, you should definitely watch it. And I'll give you guys the warning right now for the swearing scene. If you just giving you guys a warning, if you wanna, I don't know if you want to listen to it. And nice. There's a lot of signs out here that say, "Had enough, vote Republican. No more woke policies. Law and order. Close the border." Oh wow, this is amazing. There's a lot of these signs right down the road. Help us win. Volunteer. And there's a phone number. Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. But anyway, the movie stars Steve Martin and John Candy. And John Candy has passed away. He passed away in like 1995 or 6. He's a really, really good, wonderful actor, known for his big heart and comedy prowess, basically. He played a small role in Home Alone. He was the guy in the yellow jacket who played in the polka band at the end. And he was in the van talking with Kevin's mom and stuff. Anyway, John Candy is the man. That's who John Candy is. If you don't know who John Candy is, he is a piece of Canadian treasure. Total treasure. But anyway, the movie's really great. It's really got a great heart. And it has like these two guys who are just unlikely circumstances, and they're paired together. I don't really feel like going into the details of this movie, so I'm just not going to. I don't feel like telling you guys what this movie's all about. I feel like you guys should just watch it, because it's good, and you'll definitely feel it in the heart, especially in the end. But anyway, I ain't gonna say nothing else about that. But it's just a special movie, and yeah, it's just a special movie for sure. It's a special movie to me, and I found it at a time where I was going through, I was going through some changes in my life, and I was feeling kind of lonely, feeling kind of alone. And it's a heartwarming movie, and it makes you long for your family, it makes you long for your loved ones, and it makes you grateful for your loved ones. And it's just great. There's just a lot of really great things about it. So I highly recommend it. I'm a huge John Candy fan. I haven't watched all of his movies, but I've watched a good share. And he is awesome for sure. But anyway, I hope you guys are having a good day as it comes to a close here. And who knows when and where it is when you watch this video. But it is Wednesday, September 25th. 2024, and 6:36 in the evening, precisely. And I recommend watching some good heart-filled movies this fall and winter with your family. Watch the movies with your family. Watch some good movies with your heart. Eat some popcorn together. You know, have some fun. Eat some pizza together. Do something like that. You know, those kinds of things. Get close to your family. Let bygones be bygones. If you've got problems, if you've got issues, if you've got qualms, let them go. This is not worth it. And it's better to be close to the ones that you love, and than to be at odds with them. Just think about the snow shoveling man in Home Alone. It's so funny, this frame of reference, but so accurate. Yeah, think about the snow shoveling man in Home Alone, right? He missed his son, and his son, they didn't talk for years, right? Didn't talk for years. And all it took was him talking to Kevin about it a little bit in the church, and opening up, getting some stuff off of his heart, and listening, having an innocent, kind friend listen and give him good advice, which was, don't wait all this time. Don't stay apart from your son. Don't keep that distance intact for whatever the reason. Make the move. Go out there and talk to your son, you know? And so he did. And Christmas Day, the snow's coming down, and Kevin is reunited with his mom, and he looks out the window and he sees the man, the older man, reunited with his son. And that's what it's really all about. That's what it's really all about. So take the time, make sure that you don't have qualms with anyone in your family, because they love you. Underneath it all, they love you. No matter what they've said, no matter what they've done, they do love you. So, you know, take advantage of that, right? You have someone who loves you. That's amazing. So reach out to them. Tell them that you love them too. And spend time. And make sure they know that you love them, right? That's the trick. You gotta make sure they know that you love them. And, yeah. So, yeah, this is some really interesting thoughts here. what? These are some really good things that are good, and this is good for anyone and everyone, really. So I'm about to go to this Bible study here at my dad's church, and it's going to be interesting. It always is. I'm not sure going forward. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue coming here, just because I'm not really sure. I have a kind of an uncertain feeling about it. You know, I have my own duties in the church, in my church, which is the church that I know is the actual, true, real church. No offense to anyone else, but I happen to know. Well, I know that the apostasy is real, and then I know that all the other churches are just apostatized from God's true original church. And even the Catholic Church, it might claim that it's the true church, but it's not. And I know that the church has been restored to the prophet Joseph Smith. So here's my quick segue testimony update in there, you know. But it's so true. I know the truth, and I'm not going to let anything else convince me that the truth I know is not true, because I know the truth is true, and I'm not going to worry about anything else. And that's why you got to be careful, because, like, if you know, it's like if you know that drinking is wrong, if you know drinking's wrong, you shouldn't hang around a bunch of people who are drinking all the time, you know. And maybe, I don't know, maybe it is a little bit different with church, because, you know, these people believe in Jesus Christ as well, but they do have a lot of different beliefs too that aren't necessarily true, you know, like about the Trinity, or about like sola scriptura, that the Bible is the only word of God, and that, you know, they understand verses in the Bible incorrectly, and they have a lot of misinterpretations about what the Bible says and about what the truth is. They have a lot of misinterpretations and a lot of misunderstandings about things. But ultimately, they are good people. They do care, and they are full of faith, and they do love God, and they will pray for you, and they do believe in God, and there's a lot of good things about them, which is really wonderful. But at the same time, you have to be careful, because, you know, you don't want people to you become like the people you associate with, right? And you don't want to spend too much time somewhere else and less time where you belong. You want to be where you belong, right? And that's the whole thing. So, I mean, I could be attending a youth thing right now at my church, and I don't honestly feel good enough to do that, like health-wise. I can still feel kind of under the weather, and it's kind of iffy for me to go to this church service. But I'm not. It's a little less involved, and to me, it seemed a little bit. It's a little easier. It's a little less. I guess. Yes. I see. Every time I say something, I feel the opposite is true as well. So it's just tricky. But I think it's more proof that this is not necessarily the best decision, and this is not necessarily where I belong. And so I think that what I'm going to do going forward is just kind of drop in occasionally, maybe every once in a while or something like that, because I just don't think it's a good thing to stay invested in. It might send the wrong message or confuse people, and I don't want to confuse anyone, you know. And there's a lot of people who think I'm absolutely wrong with what I believe, and that's fine. But at the same time, you don't want, what's the word? You don't want, I don't know. You don't want to be around bad influences. And that's tricky to say, because these people are so wonderful, right? These people are so nice. So how can they be bad influences, right? Well, it just depends, because if they're going to try to tell you that unless you denounce the church, you're going to hell, or unless you denounce the Book of Mormon, you're going to hell. If they try to tell you those kinds of things, which I have been told by someone before, in a stripe of Christianity such as this, then that's not who you want to associate with, right? I mean, like, you know, I don't know. I think it's tricky. I think it just depends. Maybe it depends on what God is calling you to do. But maybe he's already told you that it's not a good idea. So maybe you shouldn't if he's told you it's a bad idea. And so that's kind of like where I'm at. So yeah, it's just pretty tricky. In all honesty, it's pretty tricky. It is, but it isn't, right? It's so simple. Like, why am I here? Why am I here? But I do truly have some good friends here, and et cetera, et cetera. And I'm super excited. So we'll see how this goes. But gonna look into this because I definitely got pause about it for sure. But anyway, thanks for watching, you guys. You should definitely watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles at some point. Just don't watch it with kids, unless you skip the scene where he talks to the rental car lady. There's a scene where he goes to get his car, and his car, something happens, and he goes inside, long walk, waits in line. He's been through heck and back, and the lady's just like, sorry about your luck, and she's pretty unsympathetic. He's also pretty rude and upset, understandably though. That's the scene with all the cussing, so if you watch the movie, skip that scene. Anyway.